I mean, we saw it. Reactions are going to happen.
Yeah.
Because this same Gabon as a nation reacted to the coup in Niger when it happened. So when you look at it, reactions are going to happen. But the problem is, what causes the coups in Africa? As we condemn the coup, let us also speak to the leaders, the civilian, democratically elected leaders. And let's also call on the strong men in Africa that destroy institutions, that they should stop. Because the problem in Africa, since independence of most of the countries on the African continent, barring Liberia that had its independence way earlier, it's always about strong men that want to put themselves in power at the expense of the institutions of the nation. Gabon had very, very, very flawed elections. Elections that there was not an appropriate peer review mechanism. Everybody was shut out, just like Zimbabwe had with Emerson Mnangagwa. And it's not today Gabon has been having those elections. It's just that the military said enough of these elections this time. I remember a couple of elections back that this same president, Ali Bongo, had against Jean Ping. There were allegations of fraud that Ali Bongo only won with a margin of 6,000 votes. Those elections were largely manipulated. So it is not today Ali Bongo had been taking advantage of the institution. I mean, even dating back to the time of his father, Omar Bongo, that became a Muslim because he was trying to get money from some Islamic nations in the 70s. It is not today that they've perpetuated themselves in power and they've become stronger than the nation because they sidetracked the institutions. But it is this time around that things didn't work. But I'm not happy for Gabon yet. Because what should be done is not these military officers to perpetrate themselves in power. Even if the elections are disputed, probably a new fresh election should be had and a transition period should be set up. That should be the conversation. Because Mr. Nguema in all of this too is as complicit as the Bongos. Mr. Nguema was part of the Bongos shenanigans all this while. He benefited from the Bongo. This same man that is trying to say he's the peacemaker now, he benefited over the years of the Bongo. He's also very rich, very entrepreneurial, what he got from the Bongos. So it is not Blaise Nguema that will say he would liberate Gabon. And that's why I say people should be careful when they think, oh, it's the military officer that will liberate the continent of Africa, because they have accomplished it. What people should truly call for is the strengthening of the institutions, the judiciary institution, and all institutions of state, not the president, not the government. And that's why when they talk of all eyes on the judiciary was on in Nigeria, a lot of people say all eyes on judiciary because that's a key institution. What should be the resolution, despite the AU and others have condemned it, is that Mr. Nguema should not be allowed to sit tight in power. He should set up a date for a transition so that Gabonese can go back to the poll and have their own elected president.
So anyway, what is going on in Gabon, what is going on in Niger and any country of Africa, we say we are sometimes we look and say, these people they don't join too. Anything where they go on there in a bad leadership. You people are so bad, and it's high time that we need to start doing things right. As leaders in Nigeria, you people, you need to start doing things right, or else that soldier, that army that is carrying your baggie, that is opening door for you, don't think they are dumb. Don't think you, because you have paid their masters, you pay them. Don't mean say anything don't happen. Because I hear some people, they don't talk, say they have paid the Nigerian army, so they can't do anything because they bought them already. Be thinking that you have money to buy the military, but then you cannot control their madness when it comes. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, listening to what the Arise people have to say on this. This is another reaction coming from there. God bless you. Do share this video. Let it get to everyone, please. I beg share. As we continue to give you an update on what is going on in Gabon and how the African leaders are reacting to what is going on in Gabon, I want also to point us to this direction, that we should not think that that soldier, that army that you are using in your house, that you are using to carry your bag, you're using to open the door for you anytime you get to your house or you get to an event, don't think they have no sense. Don't think they don't know their job. Don't think they are not thinking that this is not what I signed up for. What I signed up for is to be at the front wall or to do something meaningful as a military man, not opening the door, not doing all sorts of rubbish that we use our military men to do. And that point me back to Nigerian leaders. You people, you need to start thinking. African leaders, you need to start thinking, not just thinking, you need to start taking actions that will not only make people to see that you are now using your head instead of using your leg to think. You see, what is going on in Gabon, what has happened in Niger, is as a result of bad leadership. It's as a result of people that want to impose themselves on the people. They want to impose themselves on the people for just because you think you have power, just because you think you have money, just because you think you are all that, you are all this. You just want to have that, be in that office at all costs, have that power at all costs. How can a family be ruling a country for over 50 years and you are not expecting that people will be, that some people will get up one day and be rebellious against that leadership, against that government? And I was even surprised that they waited for this long. No matter how much you condemn what is going on in Gabon, you also have to think of the kind of hardship people have been going through. Another problem is to look at these military people. They are not even a saint in the first place. They are not saints. So is this from fry pan to fire? And see that people are rejoicing, people are happy that this are happening. But could this be the solution? African leaders, start thinking, start using your head to think instead of using your leg to think, using your hands to think, using your pockets to think. Because it looks like this is the beginning of a new era. Maybe this might lead to another kind of colonization of Africa if care is not taken. Because you will be surprised that most of this country that you're not even hearing their name, they are indirectly involved in what is going on in Africa. Nigerian leaders need to wake up. That's why I don't know how a president of a country that they come into office, you're coming to office, have a lot of question in it, and it's now you have the guts, you have that boldness to be challenging what is going on in neighboring country when they decide that okay, this is what we want to do with our country, this is what we have been saying, and we are saying we are tired of people that just want to stay in power and to continue to make citizens to go hungry every day, to continue to put pain in the life of the citizen. People are tired. People are now tired. People are tired of people of government or leaders that are selfish, that all they know is themselves. After they finish doing themselves well, that they think about the citizens and they bring just crumbs. They bring just little to the table when it comes to taking care of citizens. People are getting tired of it. And this is a new threat that is going on in Africa. If care is not taken, this threat will hit everywhere. And nowhere will be left untouched. We need to start thinking. Our leaders need to start doing something. They need to start doing things right. And that's why we have come up with the hashtag all eyes on the judiciary, because we want the judiciary to make judgments that comes out of wisdom. They better be filled with wisdom. They better know what they're doing. And before you come and say, is it so if they don't announce Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that means they don't use wisdom. Or if they announce with Obi, now they have used wisdom. No, that's not what I'm talking. Whoever you announce to be the winner of 2023 election, add some wisdom into how you arrive at that judgment. Let it make sense. Then we will know that you are working. Let your judgment make sense. That's all we are asking for. Whoever you put there is, either going to strengthen your arm of government or it's going to break your arm of government.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is watching developments in Gabon very closely with deep concern for the country's socio-political stability and the seeming autocratic contagion apparently spreading across different regions of our beloved continent. The President, as a man who has made significant personal sacrifices in his own life in the cause of advancing and defending democracy, is of the unwavering belief that power belongs in the hands of Africa's great people and not in the barrel of a loaded gun. The President affirms that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to constitutional resolutions and instruments of electoral dispute resolution must not at any time be allowed to perish from our great continent.
My people, he don't said, oh, are we seeing a new threat in Africa? Gabon joined the threat. The question is which of the African countries is next? Many Nigerians are now praying calling the Nigeria military to do the needful. Now the Nigerian leader, President Bola Tinubu, swiftly reacted to recent events in Gabon. Hours after a group of Gabonese military officers appeared on television announcing the termination of the current regime and the cancellation of a recent presidential election, President Tinubu expressed his profound concerns regarding the political situation in Gabon and the overall socio-political stability in the country. Tinubu's response underscored his commitment to upholding the principles of the rule of law and the constitutional resolution of electoral disputes, particularly within the African context. His special advisor on media and publicity, Ajurin Jolali, conveyed Tinubu's sentiments to State House correspondents. In Jolali's words, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is closely monitoring the developments in Gabon with deep apprehension for the stability of the nation and the apparent spread of autocratic tendencies across different regions of our beloved continent. He emphasized Tinubu's unwavering belief that political power should reside in the hands of Africa's people rather than be determined by the bearer of a gun. Furthermore, Njolali reiterated Tinubu's strong conviction that the rule of law and the faithful adherence to constitutional mechanisms for resolving electoral disputes must be upheld as fundamental values in Africa. He stressed that these principles should never be allowed to erode on the continent. In light of these concerns, President Tinubu has been actively engaged in communication with other African heads of state within the African Union. They are working collectively to establish a comprehensive consensus on the way forward regarding the crisis in Gabon and to develop a unified response to the concerning spread of autocracy across Africa. A group of Gabonese military officers had announced they were putting an end to the current regime and cancelling the president's election. Expressing concerns about a potential military coup in Gabon, a recent member of the Commonwealth, the organization conveyed its vigilant observation of the unfolding events. On Wednesday, Patricia Scotland, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, articulated apprehensions about the situation, characterizing it as profoundly troubling. She underlined that the Commonwealth Charter explicitly mandates member nations to uphold the principles of democracy and the rule of law under all circumstances. These expressions of concern emerged in close proximity to an incident where a group of Gabonese military officers took to television to declare the termination of the existing regime and the nullification of Ondimba's election. The announcement was accompanied by the sound of gunfire resonating in Libreville, the capital of Gabon. The address, which included the dissolution of all the institutions of the Republic, was delivered by a high-ranking officer, accompanied by a contingent of army colonels, members of the elite Republican Guard, regular soldiers, and others. This development unfolded shortly after the National Election Authority had announced that Bongo secured a third term in the recent election, held on Saturday, claiming 64.27% of the total votes.